Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. We are from Root C from MGM3223 Business Ethic K1. Today we will present our little review of the topic of discrimination as an ethical issue in business. This presentation discusses the meaning of discrimination, its ethical implication, factor influencing discrimination, and its impact on individual, organization, and society. Assalamualaikum. Today I will present the introduction and overview of the discrimination. Discrimination is referred to unfair or equal treatment of individuals based on characteristics such as gender, race, age, and religion or background. In a business environment, discrimination may occur during recruitment, promotion, salary determination, or workplace interaction. Although many laws and policies have been introduced to reduce this discrimination, this issue still exists in many organizations today. Discrimination is closely related to business ethics because it can affect important ethical values such as fairness, equality, respect, and human rights. When employees are treated unfairly because of their personal characteristics, it can create injustice and violate ethical principles. In general, discrimination can have negative effect on individual, organization, and society. It may lower employee motivation, reduce productivity, damage organization reputation, and contribute to social equality. Therefore, organizations should promote diversity, inclusion, and equal opportunity to create a fair and ethical working environment to employees.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Siti Najraka binti Ahmad Taifur. My number meeting is S72982. According to Halinda Abdul Wahab and Nik Ahmad Kamal Nik Mahmud, employment discrimination referring to unequal treatment towards employees or job applicants based on personal characteristics rather than their qualification or performance. The study approaches discrimination from a legal and human right perspective and argues that it violates equality right. In contrast, Poon and Leaf examine discrimination from a labour market perspective. They explain that discrimination can occur to employer prejudice, known as taste-based discrimination, or through a stereotypes known as statistical discrimination. Although the two studies use different perspectives, both agree that discrimination limits equal opportunities and negatively affect minority groups in Malaysia. The discrimination trend identified in both reports show that discrimination remains a persistent issue in Malaysia. The Commerce report recorded 517 discrimination cases between 2015 and 2024, with racial, political, educational, and xenophobic discrimination being the most common issue. The report also found an increase in cases after the COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, the SODS report uses statistical data to show continuing inequalities in employment, education, housing, and social mobility. Despite using different approaches, both reports conclude that discrimination remains a structural issue that limits equal opportunity. Therefore, stronger policy and enforcement and reforms are needed to address discrimination in Malaysia.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Amir Rasam Zulkifli, S7013. So next slide is factor influencing discrimination. Based on the literature review, there are four main factors that influence workplace discrimination. First, nationality and migrant worker status. Foreign workers are often stereotyped and treated unfairly because of their background. Second, race and ethnicity. Some employers may be influenced by racial bias during recruitment and hiring. Third, organizational culture and leadership. A lack of ethical leadership and diversity management can create a discriminatory work environment. Lastly, personality traits and workplace environment. Stressful workplace and unhealthy employee relationship can contribute to bullying and discrimination. I will pass to the next please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Afni Irfan Muhammad Isri, S72839. I'm going to be presenting about the employee, organizational and society impact. So first, employee impact crushes motivation and commitment. Discriminated employee lose connection to company goals, leading to low job satisfaction. Long-term performance costs drive high turnover, drops in productivity, and create a toxic daily work environment. And for the organizational impact, sabotage retention and performance, systemic bullying and bias directly dismantle corporate culture and disrupt daily operations. Policy vulnerabilities, weak internal structure like precarious temporary contract leave junior professional highly vulnerable to harassment. And last one is society impact, drive public health crisis. Workplace discrimination act as a severe stressor, triggering mental health and physical illness that strain public health care. And cultural coping disparities. In collective societies, passive or avoidant coping mechanism heavily worsen the negative mental health outcomes of bias.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Sayyidah Fatihah binti Ma'rifin. My number matrix is S71750. Today I will present a real case of a workplace discrimination in Malaysia. The case involved the advertisement and require a candidate to speak Mandarin, even when the language is not necessary for the job. Its issue highlighted by Syed Sadiq, who raised a concern that such a requirement could be discrimination. In many situations, employers include Mandarin as a requirement even though it is not directly related to the job responsibilities. Because of this, qualified candidates from other racial background may be excluded unfairly. This creates concern about higher practices in Malaysia as opportunity are not given equally based on the skill and qualification. Now we are moving to why this issue is very important. This issue affects fairness in the higher process because some candidates may be rejected even though they are qualified. It also reduces workplace diversity as only certain group may be selected. In a multinational country like Malaysia, this situation can also affect social harmony if not handled properly. Therefore, it is important for organizations to practice ethical and equal employment to ensure fairness for all the candidates. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Anissa Najwa binti Abdul Latif S72923. I will continue with ethical analysis, solution and reflections. Based on the findings discussed earlier, discrimination is not only a workplace issue, but also an ethical issue. From an ethical perspective, discrimination is unfair because it goes against important values such as justice, equality, respect, and human rights. Every employee should be treated fairly regardless of their race, gender, religion, or backgrounds. According to justice ethics, employees should be receive equal treatment and opportunities. From the right perspective, every individual has the right to work in a fair and respectful environment. Care ethics also reminds organizations to care about the well-being and dignity of their employees. To reduce discrimination, companies should have stronger anti-discrimination policies, provide diversity and inclusion training, and promote ethical leadership. Organizations should also make sure the employees are evaluated based on their abilities and performance, not their personal background. In my opinion, discrimination should never be accepted in any workplace because everyone deserves respect and equal opportunities. After completing this assignment, I realized that fairness, equality, and inclusiveness are important values that every organization should practice to create a better workplace for all employees. That's all from our group. Thank you.